It is so early. So today I thought I would do an all-day wear test on the ReEvolve Natural Finish Liquid Foundation. Now this is not a new product, but it's new to me, and I've heard it was amazing for mature skin. So in case you're interested, then keep on watching. Hey guys, it's Kat and welcome to my channel. You guys, it is super early. It's dark outside, but I thought it would be perfect to do an all-day wear test on the RMS Re Evolve Natural Finish Liquid Foundation. Now my buddy Lisa at Lisa Beauty, she thought it was her holy grail, so you know, I had to test it out because we have similar tastes in makeup. We're both in our mid to late 50s. Yeah, we're about 56, 57. But yeah, I couldn't wait to try this out because it looked amazing on her skin. So I thought, hey, let's give it a shot. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, I got Simon, my sock monkey. He's ready to go. He's more ready to go than I am, but recently I did a review on some of RMS Beauty products and quickly became obsessed because these products are so beautiful. They're a clean makeup brand. So, you know what? Might as well try out her Natural Finish Liquid Foundation. Now the stats for this, it comes in 16 shades. It retails for $52 and you get 0.98 ounces, and that's about 29 milliliters. But on her website, it's actually 40% off. So I got it for $31.20. 20 cents. But it also comes in refills. The refills are $26.40. This foundation has a lot of skin-loving ingredients and it has like a patented ingredient called Titanol. I don't know what it is, but man, it's supposed to tighten your skin. It also contains a moisture-rich vegetable squalane and organic aloe. Now, it's supposed to provide medium coverage, natural finish, skincare-infused daily wear, water and sweat resistant, hydrating, anti-aging, firms and tones, and it's silicone free, and it's supposed to be safe for sensitive skin. So if you're new to my channel, I do have normal to dry skin. Now that we're in the thick of winter, my skin tends to run quite dry. I do have hyperpigmentation, fine lines, redness, and yeah, just super dry. I've already done my morning skincare and I've applied my sunscreen. My skin feels pretty good. So we're just gonna go in with this foundation. Now, I'm not gonna use any primer because I wanna see how this, well, do I wanna use primer? I tried this yesterday and I did an all-day wear test yesterday. I wish I got footage of that, but man, I was tired. But oh my gosh, I don't know, we'll see. Kind of big, right? I don't know if, I don't know if you're supposed to shake it up. Maybe, I don't know. But I'm gonna go ahead and put some on the back of my hand. We are gonna go primerless today. Oh yeah, we are gonna go in without primer. I wanna see how smoothing and blurring it is so I can gauge if it's really the foundation or my primer that's doing most of the work, you know what I mean? So let's go ahead and put a tiny bit. It's kind of a thicker formula. Doesn't really smell, which is good. Look at the consistency. It's kind of thick. And, you know, I always cheat. Well, not always, but I wanted to see how it would perform and how much to apply. And yesterday when I applied it, you just need a tiny bit. I think that's too much. But I'm using the heat of my fingertips to apply it. Remember, no primer. I want to see if this is really blurring and smoothing on its own. But wow, it's supposed to provide medium coverage. I think it's more leaning on full, depending upon how much you apply. But this is just, man, going on like silk. And I think the shade match is spot on. Wow. I love how it's anti-aging and hydrating, but it's applying super smooth. Wow. But this is just not even one pump. That's a little bit, just a tiny dab will do ya. But look at the coverage. Apply it to the left side of my face. The consistency is very smooth. It's thicker than most foundations than what I'm accustomed to because I like a lot of skin tints. But wow, it's like putting on another layer of skin that's better than your original skin. Does that make sense? So far, I am super impressed. I love a product that you can just throw on, but the coverage that we're getting, wow, okay. I don't even think you need a brush or anything to blend it out. It literally blends itself out. And usually I say that about eyeshadow, but heck man, look at this. I'm just gonna take my dampened beauty sponge and just kind of press it in. Oh, this is so beautiful on the skin. And you guys, I didn't get any sleep last night. The cats were up and down. Norm wanted out at like 2 a.m. Then he wanted back in. Oh my gosh, this is absolutely lovely. So if I'm looking a little peaked and a little tired today, that's why. Plus it's super early. Wow, this really did a good job of covering up my hyperpigmentation, but it still feels silky and smooth on my skin. And that ingredient Titanol, it's supposed to firm your skin, and that's why I thought it'd be fantastic for our mature skin, because, you know, over the course of time, you're gonna lose that ability to produce collagen. But I know I shouldn't do this, but I want to see if I can get more coverage. I still have a tiny bit left on my hand, but I'm impressed. Wow. It's like even smoothing my pores. I want to get into those corners. It's covering up my redness. And then again, just taking that sponge and just tapping it in. Yeah, $52. $52 is a lot for a foundation, but the fact that I got it at 40% off is a really good deal. And you know what? If you want to try this foundation and you don't need this, you know, big cumbersome pump, just order the refill, man. Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay. But I'll be sure to put all the products listed in the links down below. Now, if you do click on those links, it does help out my channel a little bit, and I totally appreciate it if you do. But if you don't, that's super cool too. But you guys, oh, she was right. So let's not jump ahead of ourselves. Now for concealer, I'm just gonna go in with my all-time favorite, the Tower 28 One Swipe Hydrating Concealer. When I test out a complexion product, I like to use my tried and true products on my skin. If there's an issue with my complexion, I know it's the foundation and not the other products that are kind of intermingling with them. So I'm just gonna put a tiny swipe of this concealer and just right through there. And I'm gonna let that marinate for a moment. Yes, I do have to work today. I work from home, so it makes it really easy to film when I need to. And I was just so excited about this foundation. I really wanted to share it with you and see if it does work for our mature skin. I think the most important beauty product for mature skin, period, is not just skincare, but a foundation or a skin tint, because that is pretty much what people look at first. Finding the right foundation for me or skin tint is just so important, because we want to have beautiful skin. Our complexion is the most important feature that we should concentrate on. That's why I love reviewing foundations. Ooh, this looks really good with the foundation. And it just blended so easily with that foundation. It looks so seamless. Wow. So for bronzer, again, I'm gonna go in with a product that I trust. This is the Revlon Ultra Creamy Bronzer in Light. And I'm just gonna apply just a tiny bit, only because I'm not going out today. I'm just gonna be working from home. And I just wanna add a little bit of color. I wanna see if this foundation works well with cream products, with powder products. And so far, it's looking so good. So we got the bronzer on. That's beautiful. Okay, so it works great with the cream bronzer. Isn't that pretty? Yeah, I don't even think I have to set my under eye area. This is looking good. Now for blush, I'm going in with RMS's Re Hydra Powder Blush. It is a gel to powder blush that is just super seamless on the skin. It has a bit of shimmer to it, and sometimes if you look straight at it, you're thinking, wow, that is too dark, that's too pigmented, it's never gonna look good on my skin. But the beauty of this blush is it just looks so smooth on the skin, and with the little bit of shimmer in it, and I don't wanna scare you, it really just blurs the skin, bounces the light off your complexion, and it makes this area look flawless. And it almost gives your skin a natural highlight. I love the shade Pomegranate Fizz, but you guys, I love this blush so much, I wanted to check out a new shade. Well, it's not new. It's Hanky Panky. Oh, it's like a beautiful purpley plum shade. You're probably thinking way too dark, but look how gorgeous this is. I'm gonna swatch it for you. And It really isn't that dark at all. So I'm gonna take a little bit on my blush brush, tap off the excess, and you're going to see how lovely this looks on the complexion. You can amp up the pigment, you can sheer it out, but this is just such a beautiful color. Scary in the pan, but gorgeous on the skin. It really is deceiving. Oh, now that it's super cold out, I like going with more deeper tones and jewel tones because it's the holidays, and I thought Hanky Panky, not only is it a cute name for a blush, it just looks so pretty on the skin. It just kind of makes your cheeks pop. Normally I steer away from highlighter or shimmery blushes because it does add texture to your complexion. Well, I'm not saying it adds texture. It doesn't add texture per se. It just draws attention to the potential texture that you have on your skin. And what I've learned about these RMS blushes, they have fantastic staying power. They last all day, they don't fade, they don't transfer, it stays in place, and it looks just fresh all day long. I love it. Okay, complexion is looking really good. We've got the ReEvolve Natural Finish Foundation on. We've got some blush and bronzer on. It feels smooth. My skin almost feels that Titanol working. Like my skin feels really, you know what I mean? Like you put on a pair of Spanx or something and your skin just looks, not tight. I don't want to scare you. It doesn't feel tight. It just feels kind of lifted, which is so bizarre. But what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go ahead and put on the rest of my makeup, and we're going to see what it looks like in natural daylight. Okay. And here we are with the final look. Now for eyes, I just went in with whatever was close on my vanity. Telling you, it is early. With the Natasha Denona Mini Starlette eyeshadow palette. This is a quintet. I absolutely love it. I just use 2 shades. I use the middle shade all over the lid, and then for my transitional shade and in the outer corner, I use this lavender shade, this cool tone mauve shade. Mauve for my Canadian friends. And that was it. I want the focus to be on the complexion. And then for lips, I went in with, oh, I love this product. It is from e.l.f. It is the Hydrating Core Lip Balm. Since it's so cold out, my lips are feeling a little dry. I thought I'd treat it with a little TLC. As you can see, it has a little core of hydrating power. And I love this cool tone mauve shade. It's so pretty. Speaking of e.l.f., I ordered a bunch of new e.l.f. products, and I'll be reviewing that in an upcoming video. I hope you'll stick around for that, but you know I love e.l.f. products, but I'm excited to try those new products out. But yeah, so here we are with the complexion. Get back on track, Catherine. I think the skin looks really beautiful, and like I said, it has that ingredient, Titanol. My skin just feels pulled together. It feels like almost not tight, but just, you know what I'm saying? And it just looks so beautiful, so natural. I don't think it has a dewy finish. It's definitely hydrating and smoothing and blurring. And remember, we're not wearing any sort of primer. It is remarkable how smoothing this foundation is. I know the big trend right now is a glowy complexion, but this is just gonna give you a blurred complexion. It's gonna give you a natural finish. So this is super promising. I think it's really beautiful. And yeah, so we're gonna go out in natural daylight when the sun comes up, and we're gonna do an all-day wear test, and I will give you my final thoughts at the end of the video to see if it's worth that heavy price tag. But so far, it is so blurring, it is so smoothing. I'm impressed. So let's go out in natural daylight. Okay, I had to get up from my desk. I've been sitting for hours. Do your hips get all locked up if you sit at your desk for too long? Anyway, I'm rambling. It's been 5 hours since I first applied the ReEvolve Foundation, and now that my natural oils are coming through, I can really, it just feels more hydrating, if that makes any sense. It still looks super smooth. It's been really cold here in Tennessee, and I can see where it's slightly worn off, but remember, we did not use any sort of primer because I wanted to see how smoothing and blurring the foundation actually was, but I can see where it's just wearing off a teeny bit around this area right through here, but it still looks really, really nice and smooth. I mean, this blush this blush is still going strong, but we're testing it all day long, and this is only the 5-hour mark. Everything looks really, really nice. It still looks even with the exception of this area right through here, but I'm nitpicking, guys. I am such a nitpicker when it comes to foundation. I still have 5 more hours of work to do, but I will see you at the end of the day. And we're back. It's been 11 hours since I first applied the RMS Re Evolve Natural Finish Liquid Foundation. And I have some thoughts. It's been a super long day. You guys, I just finished getting off of work. I've fed the dogs. Like I said, it was super cold outside. My nose was constantly running. And when I did the first checkup at around 5 hours, it was still looking really, really good. Although I was being very nitpicky. It had worn off around my nose area and around my mouth area. A typical day of eating and drinking coffee and water and just trying to hydrate. But as you can see, I'm going to show you up close. It has worn off quite a bit around my nose area, around my mouth area. My skin looks really shiny. Now remember, we didn't use primer and we didn't even powder our face. I figured with such a smoothing, blurring foundation, I didn't want to add any additional powder to the face. I didn't even powder my under eye area, and that looks pretty darn good. So my natural oils have peeked through. An interesting thing about this foundation, I read, it's not supposed to clog your pores. It's non-comedogenic, but it still looks really, really good. I mean, it's almost to the point where my skin looks glowy, because remember when we first applied it, my skin just looked super matte, and we just, wow, where'd that come from? Super matte? Now my complexion looks radiant or greasy. Take your pick. I don't know. I've tried other foundations where at the end of the day, I don't know how my skin ends up looking oily and shiny, but like I said, I don't do touch-ups during the daytime. I want to really push this foundation to its limit. And it really looks good by the end of the day. And it says here it's supposed to last 12 hours. I think it would look even better by the end of the day if I had used a primer. Now, yesterday when I tested it out, I did use a primer and it looked just a hair bit better. And I'm telling you, this is a gorgeous foundation. Since this is originally $52, but you can get it for $31.20. Or, like I said, just get the refill. You just get the actual foundation for $26.40, because remember, it just pops out like that. Easy peasy. You don't need this plastic part. I really don't. Plus, it's, you know, kind of wasteful, I guess. But yeah, so I really like this. I really do. And I'm excited to keep using it because it has all those anti-aging skincare ingredients. Now, remember, it is a clean beauty company. I love her products. I really do. And thanks, Lisa, for reviewing it and making me want it. I'm so glad I tested out this foundation. I think this is probably going to be my last foundation review for the year of 2023. Man, I did a lot of foundation reviews, but I'll be sure to have the best makeup of 2023 and also the worst makeup of 2023 before the month is over. I got my work cut out for me. I definitely have my work cut out for me. But yes, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I love testing out foundations, especially for our mature skin. And if this type of content interests you, please consider subscribing. I would love it if you'd be a part of our family. But for now, mwah, mahal kita. I love you, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.